Reacher isn't just your typical action series. It's a force to be reckoned with, quickly becoming one of the biggest breakout hits on Amazon Prime. With its first 2 seasons, the show has firmly established itself as one of the platform's most thrilling and buzzworthy releases, captivating audiences across the globe. It's not just the action-packed scenes that are leaving viewers on the edge of their seats. It's the entire experience. With an outstanding MB rating of 8 out of 10 and an incredible 95% on Rotten Tomatoes, Reacher has earned its place as a must-watch series. But it's not just the numbers that tell the story. Fans are absolutely hooked on its unapologetic, no-holds-barred storytelling that pulls no punches. The gritty, raw fight scenes hit hard, and at the heart of it all is the magnetic Alan Ritchson, whose portrayal of Jack Reacher is nothing short of legendary. His larger-than-life performance has made Reacher a character who's not just unstoppable. He's become a pop culture phenomenon. If you haven't jumped on the Reacher train yet, now's the perfect time to see what all the hype is about. Now, all eyes are on Season 3, and it's shaping up to be even bigger. From heart-pounding action sequences to an intense new storyline, the hype is real. But what's really turning heads is the addition of Olivier Renaud, stepping in as the powerful and menacing Paulie. With new enemies, fresh challenges, and Reacher pushed to his limits, this season might just be the most explosive one yet. Hold onto your seats, because Reacher fans have just been hit with an exciting new reveal, the first glimpse of the big bad for Season 3. Even before Season 2 wrapped up, Amazon Prime was already teasing the next chapter of Alan Ritchson's unstoppable action-packed series, which is based on Lee Child's legendary books. And let me tell you, it's shaping up to be a season you won't want to miss. Season 3 is diving headfirst into one of Lee Child's most intense and gripping novels, Persuader, and the fan base is absolutely buzzing with anticipation. Why? Because at the heart of it all is a new villain that's already making waves, Paulie. But this isn't just any ordinary antagonist. No, Paulie is being hailed as the first truly physical match for Jack Reacher himself. That's right, bigger, stronger, and possibly even more dangerous. The stakes have never been higher, and Reacher has finally met his match. And now, the mystery has been revealed. In a major announcement on the official Reacher Instagram, Amazon Prime unveiled that the talented Olivier Renaud will be stepping into the enormous shoes of Paulie. The reveal came in the form of a cheeky behind-the-scenes photo where Renaud is playfully standing in front of Reacher's iconic trailer, with Jack Reacher's name boldly crossed out and replaced with Paulie's. It's a fun touch, but also a statement Paulie is ready to take on the alpha, and he's not backing down. So why is Paulie such a game-changer? Well, one of the core elements that's made Reacher such a fan favorite from the very start is his sheer physical dominance. He's the guy who walks into any room and automatically becomes the biggest, baddest presence in the place. Whether it's taking down thugs, dismantling corrupt officials, or taking on military-trained assassins, Reacher has always been untouchable. But now, with Paulie on the horizon, that dominance is being seriously challenged. Get ready for a showdown like no other Reacher season. 3 is about to raise the stakes to an entirely new level. Enter Paulie, a villain who matches Reacher in size and brings his own brutal skill set. For the first time, Reacher might have to fight someone who doesn't just survive a punch, but hits back even harder. This sets up a thrilling dynamic fans haven't seen before. Expect tension, intense hand-to-hand combat, and a serious power shift. Season 3 won't be a simple adaptation of Persuader either. Showrunner Nick Santora and the writing team have shown they're not afraid to remix the source material to keep things unpredictable. Past seasons introduced bold changes, sharper twists, and deeper emotional stakes, all without losing the essence of what makes Reacher so addictive. This time, the stakes take Reacher to the foggy coast of Maine, where he goes undercover to investigate Zachary Beck, a suspicious businessman whose son is nearly abducted. That investigation leads him straight into the orbit of Beck's muscle, Polly played by the ever-intimidating Olivier Renaud. And lurking in the background? A mysterious figure portrayed by Anthony Michael Hall, adding even more mystery to the plot. With betrayal, brutal fights, and high-stakes tension, Season 3 is shaping up to be the most action-packed and emotionally charged chapter yet. And with Polly in the mix, we're about to see Jack Reacher tested like never before. Unlike child's books, which stuck mostly to Reacher, the show has brought back Maria Sten's Frances Neagley, who's making her third appearance this season. One spine-chilling quote from Lee Child's Persuader perfectly sets the stage for Reacher Season 3, and if you thought the stakes couldn't get any higher, think again. In the novel, Reacher faces his new nemesis with a rare moment of hesitation. This guy was at least 6 inches taller than me, and probably 10 inches wider across the shoulders. Reacher, standing at a massive 6'5" and built like an unstoppable force, realizes that Polly, this new foe, outweighs him by over 200 pounds. That kind of physical comparison doesn't just hint at a challenge, it screams danger, and it's clear that the fight ahead is unlike anything Reacher has ever faced. Now picture that intensity on screen. The creative team behind the series isn't just bringing this imbalance to life, they're cranking it up to a whole new level. While Alan Ritchson's Reacher already dominates his enemies with raw strength and a towering presence, Olivier Renaud's Polly takes it to a whole different realm. At an imposing 7'2", Renaud is nearly a foot taller than Ritchson. This isn't just a visual contrast, it's a seismic shift in the power dynamic. For the first time, Reacher might not be the most intimidating man in the room. And that, my friends, is what makes Season 3 so thrilling. Despite Reacher's legendary never-back-down attitude, even he feels the weight of Polly's presence. In the novel, the moment Reacher lays eyes on him, the air shifts. Polly isn't just some thug, he's a massive wall of muscle with deadly intent. That sense of threat is now about to explode into full cinematic glory, and it promises to be nothing short of electrifying. The epic confrontation between Reacher and Polly in Persuader spans nearly 5 full pages of bone-crushing, heart-stopping action. While the book features a 6-inch height difference, the show takes it to an even more intense level with that 1-foot gap. Imagine watching Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson face off against someone who dwarfs him the way he towers over Kevin Hart. It's not just a fight, it's a visual spectacle, brutal, gritty, and absolutely unforgettable. This new dynamic also addresses a major fan concern from Season 2. While the action was on point, many felt the antagonists didn't quite live up to Reacher's towering strength, both physically and psychologically. But Season 3, it's flipping that script entirely. With Olivier Renaud stepping into Polly's monstrous shoes, the show is not just raising the bar, it's shattering it and building something even more intense. Polly isn't just a villain, he's the kind of force that makes you question whether even Jack Reacher can come out on top. Get ready for a showdown that will leave you breathless. And while the storyline stays rooted in Child's Persuader, the showrunners have made it clear they're not afraid to tweak the formula. Expect a blend of loyalty to the source material and bold, unpredictable turns that add tension, drama, and new dimensions to Reacher's character. The setting shifts to the cold, moody coast of Maine, and with Reacher going undercover into a world of crime, deception, and danger, Polly's entrance couldn't come at a more pivotal moment. Season 3 is expected to drop on Prime Video in 2025, and if the early buzz is any indicator, it's already fixing what fans felt was missing last time. With a more formidable villain, deeper emotional stakes, and action scenes that promise to push Reacher to his breaking point, this season is locked, loaded, and ready to deliver the most explosive chapter yet. Let's be honest, while Reacher Season 2 delivered high-octane action and some slick storytelling, one thing fell flat. The villains just didn't bring the heat. Unlike Season 1's tight, small-town power struggle where every threat felt up close and personal, Season 2 went big with an international conspiracy involving black market weapons deals and global espionage. But despite the broader scope, something crucial was missing: real danger. The bad guys never truly felt like they could take Reacher down. Even when the stakes were supposed to be life or death, Reacher and his elite 110, the Special Investigations Unit, cut through their enemies like a knife through butter. Take the infamous biker gang fight. Reacher, O'Donnell, Dixon, and Neagley take on an entire group of armed, angry bikers and walk away with barely a scratch. It looked cool, sure, but where was the tension? Where was the moment where we thought Reacher might not make it out of this? That edge-of-your-seat intensity just wasn't there. And then there's Langston and his team. They do manage to take down Russo and even injure Reacher and his squad in the finale, but it never feels like Reacher is truly cornered. No matter how bad things get, he still fights like a human wrecking ball, rarely showing vulnerability. The result? A season where the physical and emotional stakes just didn't land the way they should. Ferdinand Kingsley's portrayal of A.M., the mysterious, soft-spoken villain pulling strings from the shadows, had so much potential. The setup was there. He had the style, the mystery, the resources. But when the dust settled, A.M. felt more like a chess player who never really made a move. His character fizzled out, overshadowed by the brute force of the 110 Thie, and ultimately felt powerless in the face of Reacher's unstoppable momentum. That's why Season 3 has so much riding on its villain, and it looks like the creators know it. Bringing in Olivier Renaud as Paulie, a physically dominant and genuinely dangerous adversary, signals a return to form, villains who can stand toe-to-toe with Reacher and actually make him sweat. After all, what's a hero without a threat that truly tests him? If Season 2 showed us anything, it's that Reacher is strongest when the danger feels close, personal, and impossible to ignore. Season 3 has the chance to course correct, and with Paulie in the picture, we might finally get the showdown that reminds us why Reacher is one of the most compelling action heroes in modern TV. With the introduction of Paulie, a towering, muscle-bound powerhouse, Reacher Season 3 is finally delivering the kind of physical threat fans have been craving. Paulie's sheer size and intimidating presence immediately make him a more formidable adversary than Shane Langston ever was in Season 2. This isn't just another villain with a gun. This is a colossal force of nature who can go toe-to-toe with Reacher in a brutal, no-holds-barred fight. And when you're facing a monster like Paulie, everything changes. But Season 3 isn't just about bigger battles. It's also a chance for the show to course correct and make up for some of the missteps from last season. In Persuader, the novel that inspires this season, Reacher is deep undercover, cut off from his usual support system, and operating in hostile, unfamiliar territory. It's a thrilling return to the magic of Season 1, when Reacher arrived in Margrave with nothing but the clothes on his back and his instincts, no allies, no backup, just his raw, tactical brilliance, street smarts, and brute strength. That isolation was key to what made Season 1 so intense. Reacher had to think on his feet, figure out who to trust, and survive using nothing but his mind and muscle. Season 3 taps back into that pure, stripped-down Reacher spirit. While he won't be entirely alone this time, he'll have some allies. Not everyone will be on his side. In a world filled with secrets, lies, and double crosses, choosing the wrong ally could be just as deadly as facing Paulie head-on. This return to a more raw, vulnerable version of Reacher gives the show a golden opportunity to dive deeper into his character. We'll see him at his most calculating, most dangerous, and most emotionally complex, all while navigating a high-stakes mission in hostile territory. It's not just about brute force anymore. It's about survival, deception, and staying one step ahead of both enemies and so-called friends. With Polly closing in, Reacher won't just need his fists. He'll need to outthink, outmaneuver, and outlast one of the most dangerous foes he's ever faced. This sets the stage for a season packed with tension, explosive confrontations, and a hero who must dig deeper than ever before. If Season 1 introduced us to Reacher's potential and Season 2 tested his team, then Season 3 is where everything gets personal and incredibly dangerous. Speaking of fixing things, Season 3 offers the perfect opportunity to right the wrongs of Season 2's lackluster villains. Shane Langston and A.M. had all the makings of memorable antagonists, intelligent, dangerous, and calculated, but in the end, they simply couldn't match Reacher's raw power and intellect. They never truly felt like legitimate threats. That's where Season 3 steps it up big time. Enter Polly, a true monster of a man who's got Reacher's number from the very start. This isn't just another villain. Polly is a towering physical force that will push Reacher to his absolute limits. This time, it won't be enough for Reacher to rely on brawn alone. To survive, he'll need to outsmart, outmaneuver, and outlast Polly in ways we haven't seen before. This shift toward a more menacing and strategically challenging antagonist is exactly what Season 3 has been building toward. With Polly in the picture, the stakes are higher than ever. Reacher's signature brute strength won't guarantee victory this time. He'll need every bit of his intelligence, instincts, and sheer willpower to overcome a foe who doesn't just rely on muscle, but on an intimidating, terrifying presence. Polly is the kind of villain that forces Reacher to step up in ways we've never seen before. This won't be a fight won easily. But let's not forget what really makes this season so exciting: the action. Reacher Season 3 is primed to deliver the most intense, heart-pounding fight sequences yet. Based on Persuader, the stakes have never been higher, and Jack Reacher is about to get pushed into a corner like never before. One of the most iconic lines from the book is, "I don't care about the little guy. I just hate the big guy. I hate big, smug people who think they can get away with things." With Polly now towering over him, that line takes on a whole new meaning. The bigger the villain, the deeper Reacher's disdain. And when these two finally face off, it's going to be a no-holds-barred clash where Reacher holds nothing back, no hesitation, no mercy. Season 3 isn't just ramping up the action, it's diving deep into Reacher's character, testing his limits, and forcing him to confront the type of villain who represents everything he despises. The battles won't just be physical, they'll be personal, emotional, and explosive. The series is on track to deliver some of the most compelling, pulse-pounding action sequences ever seen on Amazon Prime, and Polly is the perfect foe to make Reacher truly earn his victory. This is going to be the showdown fans have been waiting for, and Reacher won't stop until Polly's reign of terror is finished. Normally, Alan Ritchson's portrayal of Jack Reacher makes him the undisputed powerhouse, towering over anyone who dares to challenge him. He's the guy who steps into a room, and the atmosphere shifts, with enemies shrinking under his intimidating presence. But in Reacher Season 3, everything changes with the arrival of Polly. This isn't just another villain who's slightly bigger or more dangerous. Polly is a literal giant, a physical force of nature who makes Reacher look small by comparison. And that means one thing: Reacher is going to have to dig deep, bringing his A game if he's going to survive this battle. It's no longer just about brute strength this time. Reacher will need both brains and brawn to defeat Polly and come out on top. The stark size difference between the two is impossible to ignore. We're talking about a 1-foot height gap and a physical disparity that forces Reacher into unfamiliar territory. This isn't a fight he can win with sheer power alone. It's going to take strategy, quick thinking, and a little bit of Reacher's signature ruthlessness to outsmart and overpower this towering adversary. The physicality of this battle is going to be unlike anything we've seen before, and Polly's immense strength will push Reacher to his absolute limits. As we look ahead to Reacher Season 3, the stakes have never been higher. While the previous season set a high bar for action, this season promises to exceed all expectations. With Polly's casting, it's almost a guarantee we're in for some of the most electrifying action sequences the series has ever delivered. This is the kind of villain who makes Reacher's usual methods of dominance look almost trivial. Polly isn't just an opponent, he's a challenge that forces Reacher to rethink everything he knows about combat, survival, and strategy. Will Season 3 live up to the incredible hype set by earlier seasons? With Polly on the scene, the answer seems obvious. Reacher's usual formula of brute force is going to face its toughest test yet. While we've seen Reacher take down formidable foes in the past, this is the first time he's going up against someone who might actually match him, if not surpass him, in raw physical power. The upcoming battle between these two giants is shaping up to be a defining moment for Reacher, and it's safe to say we're in for some of the most thrilling action ever seen on Amazon Prime.